Well, good morning once again. I believe the forecast is now that we're to get a bit warmer. Thank goodness it's been a long, cold month of May. You might have wondered what John was up to this week when you heard the opening song. It wasn't a hymn. It's not even a Christian song, but of course, many songs can lean in that direction. So you might wondered what's happening this morning with that golden oldie from the 60s. But that will become clear in due course. As it turned out, the female in the video that you've just heard, Judith Durham of the Seekers, if you listen to the words carefully, Judith was the guide who held, in fact, her husband's hand through a storm in his life as he fought and sadly and eventually died from motor neuron disease. She was there by his bedside, holding his hand when he passed away. Of course, we will remember Judith as a key player in the Seekers pop group back there, as I said, in the 60s. And that song was very popular indeed and remembered by many, and I'm sure even today. That line, "There's a new world somewhere they call the Promised Land." And she had first-hand experience of the words of that song as her husband struggled and, as I said, eventually died by motor neuron. You know, life brings all of us to that point as we travel down that well-beaten track of those who've gone before us. But when we do, I gain inspiration from Christian friends whose journey began anew in the hands of God and reflected upon in that song, "There's a new world somewhere they call the Promised Land." In other words, for us, our life continues. We don't die. We just move on from death to life. And this is now aided by the gift of the Holy Spirit leading us day by day. The life of Jesus continues as our aid. Following the service of Pentecost last week, and the coming of the Holy Spirit, of course, was to be evidenced in the disciples of Jesus. Their time had now come to step out as he had hoped they would. The first hymn then this morning reminds us of that very task. Jesus is Lord.